The following is a special presentation of Extreme eSpeed TV, your new home for everything iRacing and eSpeed.
Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family-owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to Eldora Speedway here with the Extreme eSpeed TV Pro Late Model Dirt Series as it's night number 2 here from Eldora. We had the Wayne Piercefield Classic last night. Dylan Perry was the winner. He's back here tonight looking to pick up another crown jewel event here during this season and this series. But first, I am Travis Piercefield from Extreme eSpeed TV, joined as always by my partner in crime. It's Adam Johnson. And Adam, we saw some good racing last night for 34 laps. We're going to up that to 100 tonight. 100 laps around Eldora for this Buckeye World 100.
That's right. Got a good appetizer yesterday, and it was Dylan Perry picking up his 10th win of the season in this series. And what better place to do it than the place where he got his first win in the series first of many wins here in the Pro Late Model Dirt Series. But yes, you mentioned the Piercefield Classic. Dylan Perry took that checkered flag. Behind him, though, Brandon Combs, and for the first time getting a top 5, Kendrick Hicks, the rookie, putting some great laps down and finishing on the podium. Behind him, another rookie with Dawson Lowe with a really strong showing. And then rounding out the top 5, you had Brandon Marlowe, who's in a tight battle right now in the points race. And so, going into yesterday, the points were, pretty solidified with some things that could be shaken up in the middle. Dylan Perry still obviously your points leader. Behind them, though, you got the Brandon Marlows and Combs of the world. You have Jacob Blaster, Aiden Young, very silent but consistent. Aiden Young, 4 top 5s on the season, and a lot of top 10s. So he's one to watch. He's not far behind the Laster, Combs, and Marlowe trio. So a lot to look forward to. You mentioned we're bumping this up to 100 laps tonight. It's a crown jewel challenge. It's one of these ones that is circled on the calendar every year. It's the 5th annual version of this one, and the Buckeye World 100 is always sure to be a heck of a battle. We have some practice times. Quickest time looks to be Brandon Marlowe and Brandon Bender. Also throwing in Dylan Perry. They're all sub 15 numbers, and I'll tell you what, it is.
As you can see over to the left are times from the practice session. Brandon Marlowe atop the charts, a 14.95. Brandon Bender second, 14.97, and then Dylan Perry right there as well. Not far back is Brandon Combs, which, Adam, he was our Buttkicker hard charger last night, and he moved up from the rear. He had some issues there, missed his heat race, so he started back of the field and made his way all the way up to second behind Dylan Perry. You know he's going to look for a better starting spot tonight and then have those 100 laps to try to claim victory.
Yeah, of course. And what's interesting about kind of where they sit and where this night stands is it's not like yesterday where you really had to not only qualify well and then obviously run well in the heat races. It kind of was pivotal. You only had 34 laps. Right now, you're like, okay, I can sit back. I can kind of strategize. There's going to be cautions, right? We had a good handful of cautions yesterday with just 34 laps on the board. So you're going to have some of that that'll allow you to kind of stop white knuckle driving, get a drink of water, refresh. So it's going to be a marathon, not a sprint now. Those final 5 to 10 laps, that sprint is going to be a heck of a battle. But we're just getting started here on Extreme eSpeed TV. You see the sun kind of setting, really clear skies, just a beautiful night here at Eldora Speedway. And this is one that I know you and I are always fun. We kind of extend the Airbnb stay, one of our longest trips of the year after a good amount of time off. Obviously, we returned last week, but a month and change off before that. So heck of a season coming to a close here with this race tonight and then just 2 more in September. So you're tuning in at the right time. We've got a larger field than we've seen not only last night but also from the week before. So there's going to be a lot of racing action out there tonight. You were looking at the stage that is just about set and ready to host Houston Guttering time trials on Extreme eSpeed TV. So as a reminder, after this, we will have just 2 races remaining in the month of September.
So we have Houston Guttering time trials coming up here next, as it looks like we're going to have Aiden Young in that 69 machine out on the track first. Young Gun Creations. He, of course, has 1 victory here in the series. He picked that up his rookie year.
It looks like he brushed the wall right there to get started, though, and we'll also have, looks like Chris Payne out there. Chris Payne joining us from Mossheim, Tennessee with 5th Scale Dirt Over Network, that Longhorn chassis, big Hill race engine.
Also out on the tracks, that 11 machine, that is Evan Hinkle. good run last night for the first half of the race. He was up front there, a part of that group really from third on back that did battle. As it's Aiden Young atop the charts, Hinkle second here early in this one. So Evan Hinkle atop the charts of 15:33, Aiden Young of 15:34, and Payne not far behind a 15:5 as our first set of three complete their timed laps here at Eldora. Is now out on the track is Dawson Lowe in that 16 machine. So Lowe makes his way around. Cody Early's also out there. He was a shining star before that feature last night as he qualified second fastest, won his heat race, and then had issues really quite early in that feature event. He ended up coming home in the 14th position. As he's fifth fastest right now is Dawson Lowe, currently fourth fastest. Dawson Lowe will move up to second quick. His little brother Andy's working on the ground. And there we go. Over. As we wait for the next group of cars to head out onto the track.
All right, Evan Hinkle, your top dog so far with the 15.32. Dawson Lowe, Aiden Young, Chris Payne, Cody Early, all trailing behind, but still a lot of cars still to go here in Houston Guttering Time Trials. We're waiting to see who's out there right now. We'll get it for you immediately on Extreme eSpeed TV. And it looks like we've got Brandon Combs in the 28 rolling out there from Cincinnati, Ohio. That big pimpin' race car by Perry and Phantom Race Engines. Looking quick. Going to need a big night tonight to just continue to chop away at the lead in front of him, but also maintain the lead he has over the many behind him. Got to think maybe somebody, possibly Brandon Marlowe on your screen now, will be the first one that could crack the 15 spot. It's Brandon Combs that jumps up to a 15.24. Marlowe just behind him with a 15.32.
So a fast group here as it was Dylan Perry. Actually, it was Brandon Combs last night with the quick time. He had a 14.99. He was the only driver to crack that 15-second mark. So we'll see if he's able to improve and run a similar time to last night. And he gets closer, a 15.09, so he'll improve on his best mark already. He'll be first fastest, Brandon Marlowe just behind him in second. So 7 cars up and 7 more getting queued up, ready to come out on the track next.
Last night, we saw the fastest cars really start to shine towards the end of Houston Guttering Time Trials. And looking out there right now, we've got 51 Jacob Lassiter. Does
Also on the track is Kendrick Hicks. He had a good run last night going as he ran top 5. A lot of that race was a part of that middle of the pack group that battled all night long and then came away with his first top 5 in the series. So looking for another one here tonight. He's 9th fastest with his first lap. And 2nd fastest, Brandon Bender in the 22 machine. Long-time driver here in the Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Bess Marlowe, he's trying to track down Brandon Combs with his next lap. Jacob Lassiter, a fast time, 2nd fastest, a 15:19. So Bender will fall to 3rd. So Benefield out there on the track, and the 3rd car out there currently is Colin Voiles. Had a fast car last night as well. Fast in Houston Guttering time trials. Feature didn't go quite as well as he wanted it to, but looking for more here tonight as he is 11th fastest with his first time. Benefield will jump up to 9th fastest. He's got a 15:45. Joshua Johnson's first lap good enough for 13th fastest, a 15:77. So Colin Voiles will stay 9th fastest. Tyler Benefield. And Voiles will jump up to 5th fastest. A good lap there again, a 15:29. So just like that, 13 cars up, 4 to go, and that is Dylan Perry out there on the track now, our winner from last night, sporting that Scott Bloomquist paint scheme again here tonight. Picked up his 10th victory of the season. Someone that will surely be someone to reckon with here tonight. Is also out on the track is that Josh Van Westen machine, the rookie here in the series. Beautiful American flag, POW logo on the hood of that 21 machine.
Some really great schemes tonight. And yeah, Dylan Perry, you could hear the emotion as he hits 4th with that 15.24. You hear the emotion talking about Scott last night. So he's paying a great tribute. He's racing just like Scott would be proud of.
So he's 4th fastest here, 15.24. Josh Van Westen, 12th fastest, a 15:47. Another group of cars, our final 2, including Andy Piercefield. He's got that Wayne Piercefield throwback paint scheme there for the 75 tonight. 16th fastest with his first time. Also out there is that 182 of Tater Williams. Different look for him as well. A little bit more orange than we're used to. He's 8th fastest his first time out. Andy Piercefield makes his way around. He's 16th fastest currently. Turned in his final lap. He will improve, but he'll stay 16th fastest as Tater Williams will stay 8th, looking to move up. He will up to 4th fastest time there for Tater Williams. So Houston Guttering time trials. Brandon Combs going to be your quick time here tonight at Eldora. Brandon Bender 2nd, Lassiter 3rd, Tater Williams 4th, and Dylan Perry 5th fastest. As we will get the cars ready for those carrier heat races coming up next here at Eldora to set that field for our 100-lap Buckeye World 100 coming here tonight from Eldora. As always, thank you to everyone tuning in and joining us here for an exciting night of Extreme eSpeed TV Pro Late Model Dirt Series action. But we're going to move on to Carrier Heat Race number 1.
And starting out Carrier Heat Race number 1, it'll be Brandon Combs and Tater Williams in the first row. Behind them, Brandon Marlowe and Dawson Lowe, with row 3 being Josh Van Weston and Andy Piercefield.
So they will come out of turn number 4, set to go green here at Eldora. Carrier Heat Race number 1's underway. It's Tater Williams, Brandon Combs out front. So out front, Brandon Combs leading here. Tater Williams looking to the inside as they're 2x2. It's Dawson Lowe, Brandon Marlowe battling for that 3rd spot behind him.
Man, they're moving quick right now, and look how smooth they look. The track not completely slick as it. Oh, you get a little bit of a bump there from Williams. He's going to be close. He's going to give it everything he's got. He knows it's just a heat race, but he's putting the heat on right now. They're side by side for first. Tater just about edging it out, but looks like Combs has the preferred lane, and Tater, though, he's going to keep trying it.
So looking to start on the pole of our 100-lap Buckeye World 100 tonight. Dawson Lowe will get into the wall. That'll drop him back. Oh, Combs into the wall as well. That'll give Tater Williams the lead. Caution flag will wave as it was our leader, Brandon Combs, getting into that wall off of turn number 2 or into turn number 2. Tater Williams pounces. As we'll reline them up, it should be Tater Williams, Brandon Marlowe, Dawson Lowe, your top 3 with what will be 3 laps to go. So single file restart here. It's going to be Williams, Lowe, Marlowe, Van Westen, Piercefield, Combs. 3 laps to go in this Carrier Heat Race number 1, Adam. And to the point you mentioned earlier, last night that outside line came in pretty quickly. Not the case here tonight as of yet. We'll see how it plays out this evening. But Tater Williams takes us back to green. Green flag waves. Williams, Lowe, Marlowe, your top 3.
Yeah, and if we have any of those single file restarts just like this, it usually benefits the leader. But my goodness, Lowe put a lot of pressure on last night. Look at him almost clearing Tater. Tater still has that preferred line for a moment at the line that would have been Lowe.
As the white flag waves, Tater Williams now up into that outside wall. That opens the door for Marlowe as Lowe is able to pull away. Marlowe to the inside of Tater Williams for second. Out of turn number 4, it'll be Dawson Lowe, Brandon Marlowe, Josh Van Westen, your top 3. So the 2 favorites coming into Carrier Heat Race number 1, Tater Williams and Brandon Combs, both have issues. And that will shake up that starting lineup as we move into Carrier Heat Race number 2.
That's right, Carrier Heat Race numero 2 will be led by Brandon Bender and Dylan Perry. Row 2 of Colin Boyles and Aiden Young, and row 3 will be Chris Payne and Joshua Johnson.
So 2 by 2, it's Dylan Perry, Brandon Bender, that front row, going to take us to green.
Certain parts of the track where, as that sun sets, it's going to be a little difficult to see in some corners. Gonna have to drive carefully out there as we're about to go green in Carrier Heat Race number 2.
Out of turn number 4, green flag will wave. It's Dylan Perry, Brandon Bender headed off into turn number 1. Colin Boyles will look down all the way against that wall on the inside. He'll have to fall back in line behind Bender as it's going to be Bender heading off into turn number 3 with the lead.
Yeah, that car almost sideways. Look at the way he's working the wheel. Love that angle right there. And you see, oh, caution coming out.
Looked like it was Aiden Young in the wall back in turns 3 and 4. As we will re-rack them and stack them. Of course, thanks to everyone tuning in. Longtime fan Joey from Memphis watching here tonight as usual.
Joey, in a state where sports betting is legal, always bets that there'll at least be one tire that comes off, and it's been pretty consistent with hitting on that. And yeah, I think with 100 laps, that's got to be about minus 250 right now.
So pace truck comes on out. We'll reorder them here. It does have Brandon Bender as your leader. Looks like he made it back to the line before that caution came out. Dylan Perry in second, Colin Boyles third, Chris Payne fourth, Joshua Johnson fifth, and Aiden Young, the reason for this first caution in Carrier Heat Race number 2, in the 6th position. So the front 2 are side by side. Looks like the rest of the field looking to get in the right position.
Looks like they're rolling pretty well. We may be able to go green here. And we are back to green, halfway to go in carrier heat race number 2. It'll be Perry and Bender flip-flopping spots. Bender briefly with the lead. Perry has the outside advantage. We'll see what it looks like when they come to the line. For the moment, oh my, a lot of change happening.
So Dylan Perry regains that lead. Colin Voiles up into the 3rd position. Brandon Bender now settles in that 2nd spot as Dylan Perry moves down the track. Colin Voiles up in the wall there in turns number 3 and 4. That'll allow Chris Payne and Joshua Johnson to move by as they're side by side down the inside. Chris Payne a little sideways there, more contact. Great racing in the back as they're 3 wide, avoiding a caution there, and you can see that damage to the left front of the 07 of Payne. As it's Dylan Perry out front looking to pick up right where he left off last night with the victory. And looking for another crown jewel event here, adding to his win records here in the Pro Late Model Dirt Series. So Dylan Perry out of turn number 4, Bender in 2nd. Bender and Perry have broken away here for this one, as it's Joshua Johnson in 3rd. Final lap. Dylan Perry has this one quite comfortably. He's got Bender about 0.4 of a second back as they move through 3 and 4. Bender will give it one more go. Nothing there. Dylan Perry your winner. Brandon Bender 2nd. Joshua Johnson in 3rd. And with that, we'll move on to carrier heat race number 3. Carrier heat race number 3 will line up like this. Jacob Lassiter, Tyler Benefield on row number 1, Evan Hinkle in 3rd alongside Kendrick Hicks. And rounding out the field is the director, Cody Early in the 3 machine.
So a couple lengthy first couple of heat races, and we'll see what's in store for this 3rd one. Just 5 drivers in it. Some drivers that have made some really sweet moves in the last race. We'll see if they can, bring some here in carrier heat race number 3, but also save some for the main event. 100 laps, one of the crown jewels. These eager beavers are jumping. Leadfoot Larry.
So winner carrier heat race number 3 here will start inside row number 2 in that 100 lap feature event. Of course, you've got plenty of time in that one, but we've also seen some long green flag runs in our longer crown jewel events that can negate that, and if you don't start up towards the front, it'll make it harder to make it all the way up there as the green flag waves. Lassiter Benefield taking us back to green.
Once again, having that inside lane coming up top proves to work, and Lassiter's going to have to kind of work both lanes. It looks like he's kind of committed to the middle, not going too low, not going too high. Unique strategy, but it's paying off so far. Kendrick Hicks up 2 spots. It's a little slippery there, and it looks like Evan Hinkle's going to take it right back, but maybe just for the moment.
Hicks to the outside, Hinkle down to the inside as it's Tyler Benefield. Got a little loosey-goosey there in turn number 4 on lap number 1. He had to bail out, fall back to that 4th position as Hicks and Hinkle continue to trade that 2nd place spot back and forth. Benefield watching from 4th in that Marty Robbins inspired paint scheme. Lassiter out front, clear sailing there as Hinkle will get into that outside wall in turns number 1 and 2. Out front, it's still Jacob. Oh, and the caution flag will wave. Not seeing exactly the reason. It may have been Evan Hinkle trying to get into that pit area. We saw that give some guys some problems last night. So halfway through carrier heat race number 3.
Yeah, kind of interesting to see these heat races experience these cautions. These boys are racing hard right now, and you got to think when they all get out there together, this could get very interesting in terms of kind of just the battle. You know, a lot of cars beating and banging. Should get fun, that's for sure. So they'll be lined up single file now. Pace truck lights are off. Pace truck is off. And we are back to racing here on Extreme eSpeed TV with 3 to go in carrier heat race number 3.
As Lassiter will lead, Hicks now into that second spot. Cody Early making a play on that third spot as he moves to the inside of Benefield. He will complete the pass as now Kendrick Hicks on the attack. Lassiter had some gap between him and second before that caution. With this restart, things have tightened up front.
Final lap, Jacob Lassiter with Hicks in the rearview mirror, but maybe just not close enough. Hicks is going to do what Combs tried to do and take a couple more swings, but it looks to be Lassiter who has the advantage.
Early will get up there as well as he looks to the inside of Hicks at the line. Lassiter just barely. Hicks second, Early third. A great finish to that carrier heat race number 3. So Jacob Lassiter will pick up a heat victory here tonight at Eldora. And with that, we will move on to our last chance showdown.
And the last chance showdown will be led by Andy Piercefield and Aiden Young. Behind them, Evan Hinkle and Brandon Combs with Chris Payne rounding out the rear.
Lights are off that pace truck. We'll do one more lap here.
And side by side, they're ready to go. Green here in the Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown. Piercefield gets a little bit of a push from the 11 of Hinkle, maintaining that lead right now, and it looks like Hinkle's going to try and take it from the inside.
Hinkle to the inside of the 75 of Andy Piercefield as Aiden Young watches on from that third position. Piercefield will cross him over out of 4, now to the inside of Hinkle, who has the lead there. 11 laps to go, 12 laps total will make up this last chance showdown. Aiden Young checks up behind Andy Piercefield, who gets a little squirrely out of turn number 2. Will stay green with 10 to go.
Some great racing right now, and I'll tell you what, Hinkle did a great job of taking it over, but Piercefield doing a great job of keeping Young and Payne at bay. Not easy to do.
Hinkle is pulled away. He's got about a 1.5 second lead over this battle for second. As Payne looked to the inside of Brandon Combs, he's not going to be able to hold on. Combs will move up. Now Combs into the wall as Aiden Young and Andy Piercefield continue to battle for the second position.
And Young trying to do what Hinkle did and take the inside from Piercefield. Piercefield holding strong. They might have a little crossover here. We'll see how it comes out.
As Aiden Young will finally take over that second position, Andy Piercefield falls in line behind him. Behind him, you've got Brandon Combs, again, not in the position that he would want to be with as fast of a car as he had. It's Carrier Heat Race that puts him in this last chance showdown, as now he and Andy both closing that gap up on Aiden Young for the second spot. Great camera work by little brother Andy tonight here at Eldora, as we've got a great 3-car battle for second.
Man, Young kind of brushed the wall, lost some momentum. Combs gladly took that back. Still a lot of racing to go, though, with 5 and change. But way out in front, Evan Hinkle with a 2.5-second gap. Ooh, Young hits the wall. Piercefield jumps back in front of him.
So that'll separate the field. Almost a second between each position now. Is out front. It's Evan Hinkle and that 11 machine coming to 3 laps to go. A dominating performance here in this Eldora last chance showdown. Two to go now. Is field extremely spread out at this point. Aiden Young has closed the gap on Andy Piercefield slightly. He's going to look to try to get that third spot, as it's Evan Hinkle out front, looking to get that white flag this time by. So Evan Hinkle down the backstretch for the final time. Through 3 and 4, he will win the last chance showdown. Andy Piercefield up to second as he and Aiden Young battle. Hinkle will win. Aiden Young second. Piercefield third. Payne fourth. Brandon Combs in fifth. As he had problems on the last lap, Evan Hinkle will claim the victory. And again tonight, it's going to be a fast car of Brandon Combs starting at the rear. So Adam, he did it in 34 laps, got up to second last night. We'll see what he can do in 100 laps here tonight.
Well, if there's anyone that can do it, I'd like to see him. And I think he can, as we get that starting grid lined up. And man, that was a great start to the night, and we have 100 laps coming up next.
So 100 laps in this year's Buckeye World 100 from Eldora. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we will talk that 100-lap feature coming up next here on Extreme eSpeed TV.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
This is the premier podcast for late model dirt track racing. This is Forward Bite, hosted by superfan and actual know-it-all Kyle Armstrong on the Speed Sport Podcast Network.
Welcome back to another edition of the Forward Bite Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Armstrong.
Introducing the latest technology in the racing industry, SpringRithm. SpringRithm is an app that can replace a spring smasher, giving you access to the same information the fast guys are using to stay ahead. The app tells you where to set your coilover nuts to hit your install loads and tells you the dynamic loads that the car will see in travel. It also simplifies adjustments at the track, giving you the information needed to adjust loads without taking the shock off the car. SpringRithm has been rigorously tested to ensure accuracy. There's no excuse to not be using SpringRithm.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
Welcome back to Eldora Speedway as we get ready to go for tonight's Buckeye World 100 here. 100 laps around this half-mile speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. Beautiful shot of the Eldora ballroom there as we get ready to go racing here as the cars are about 30 seconds from gridding. And Adam, obviously Dylan Perry, someone should be atop as a favorite tonight. I'm sure the odds there are great, but who is a driver that you think could come in here and steal a victory here at Eldora?
Well, I think you're going to see another classic Tater Williams, Dylan Perry battle. I don't know if that'll be the beginning of the race, middle, or at the end, but I feel like that always ends up happening when they're both involved in the race. I also think you're going to see Marlowe and Combs push harder than they probably ever have. They know what's on the line. They know there's just 2 races left, and while they may be not able to catch up in points, there's pride in taking home that second spot, right? It's a big deal. So I think the heavy hitters are going to continue to separate themselves from the rest, and you'll see why and how the cream rises to the top tonight here from Eldora. And we're just about ready to fire the engines up. A beautiful packed house, our 5th annual return here to Eldora, and you see the pace truck getting them all gridded to go. Those right there, the ATVs that cousin Joey and little brother Andy rolled over on. Really cool to see them get here safely. And we have your starting lineup for the Buckeye World 100. It'll be Dawson Lowe side by side with our defending back-to-back champ Dylan Perry. Behind them, it'll be Jacob Lassner and Brandon Marlowe. Row 3 of Brandon Bender and Kendrick Hicks. Row 4 of Josh Van Weston and Colin Boyles. Row 5, Cody Early and Tater Williams. Row 6, Joshua Johnson and Tyler Benefield. And then, of course, behind them, you'll have Evan Hinkle and Aiden Young, Andy Piercefield and Chris Payne, with Brandon Combs rounding out the rear.
So Dawson Lowe, the rookie, will line up again against our 2-time back-to-back series champion and last night's winner, Dylan Perry, as we have 17 cars here ready to go to racing action. 100 laps as they give the salute to the fans here at the track. Salute to you fans tuned in tonight. 4 wide around this half mile. And you can see it's got the missing man formation there, honoring Scott Bloomquist, who passed away last week in a tragic plane accident. As you can see, 3 wide up front, 4 behind them. A salute to the GOAT and a salute to the fans as they will break away here momentarily, and we will go to racing action. So 2 by 2 we're lined up and around this track. Lights are off the pace truck, so we're about to go to racing action here. 100 laps here at Eldora. Green flag waves. Dawson Lowe will take us to green. Dylan Perry to his outside. Racing action quickly picking up here. You see, Colin Boyles up into the wall, back in the pack. We'll see if he's able to keep it straight. He is. Tater Williams will avoid him. Up front, it's Dawson Lowe. As they check up, Marlowe gets slammed by Hicks there for a moment. They keep it going, and we stay green.
when you're racing like this, is it better to get slammed or do the slamming?
Well, it pushed Marlowe up into that third spot there, as he'll be able to hold on, as it's still Dawson Lowe working on that running order up front for you.
And no matter where he finishes, this has kind of been a treat to watch Dawson Lowe in this series. Really hoping he returns for a full-time kind of stint next year with the Pro Late Model Dirt Series, because, man, I think he's going to be one of those guys that gives all the leaders a run for their money. So he's running hard right now. You got to kind of pace yourself. We are only 5 laps in, so I like to follow the classic strategy of what is Dylan Perry doing, and he's kind of laying back. He's still second place, which is a great spot, but you can tell he's not pushing as hard as just yet.
Well, 34 laps last night, 100 laps here tonight. You're going to have to conserve those tires somewhat here. As you can see the difference in speed through the corners with some of these drivers. Dylan Perry trying to pull it back. Some of the drivers in this group trying to press it maybe a little bit harder. Maybe trying to keep that pace with Dylan Perry, but hard to judge just how hard to press it here as we work lap number 7. Sometimes you got to push it in a little bit harder than maybe you're expecting as Tater Williams looks to the inside.
Yeah, and quickly they're going to kind of ram up the rear right now as they're coming up on lap traffic already, and you can tell it's white. Oh, the 21. Josh Van Westen rammed the wall. So there's ramming of all sides right now as Dylan Perry behind Tater. You get a good look there in the middle. They've kind of spaced themselves out nicely, almost 10% of the way through this race. The Buckeye World 100. We're getting a good rhythm going here.
Our Buttkicker hard charger right now up 8 spots is that Tater Williams, as he's looking to make a move on low up front, as he'll fall back in line now, try to regain his momentum. Working lap number 10 here. Tater Williams is a driver we've seen press it from the beginning. We've seen him try to lap the field before while others were trying to conserve tires. He is not holding back. He's looking for that track position as he continues to work that bumper of low. He'll look to the outside through 3 and 4 as you see Josh Van Westen right behind him up 4 spots, moving into the top 3 as well.
Man, this overhead view, that was incredible to see. And you could just see how hard they're battling. Great camera angles right now. Tater Williams does take that lead. I think Dawson Lowe kind of conceded that and said, man, I know there's going to be cautions. I know there's a lot of racing to go. Go ahead, take that. And he'll live to last another lap as he just kind of maintains. As you see, once again, the 21, Josh Van Westen, man, he's pushing it hard right now. And he may not have a right side of his vehicle by the end of this one, but not for a lack of effort.
Looking back in the field, this is Brandon Marlowe, Evan Hinkle battling for that 8th spot. Hinkle up 4 spots here early in this one. This is the closest battle on the track right now. As you can see, a lot of space between a lot of the cars here. As Benefield looks to the inside of Hicks momentarily. Hinkle and Marlowe continue to do battle. It's still Tater Williams up front. He leads Dawson Lowe, Josh Van Westen, Dylan Perry, and Kendrick Hicks. As Hinkle slowly and meticulously, I'd almost say surgically, moving up and around Marlowe here, as now he'll take over that 8th position.
He will, and I'll tell you what, Benefield up 6 spots, trying to track down Kendrick Hicks right now, who you're getting a look at in that 64 machine. And yeah, Benefield, man, he's got a little bit of a position. He's probably only a couple laps away from possibly taking that over. But like we've talked about, how hard do you push? That's kind of the question. You know, we've had the longest green flag run in over a week now, quite honestly. So, 34 laps last night, had a lot more cautions. They were pressing hard from the start. Now it's all about pacing.
Everyone in the top 3 was sub 16 seconds. Everybody else was 16.2 or slower on their last lap. So Tater Williams continues to press that. And you've got to remember, up till the halfway, you'll get your laps, your position, and you won't lose that lap. So if anyone does go a lap down here early, we've seen it before where some get bit, where that first caution doesn't come out until after lap 50. and there's no moving back onto the lead lap at that point. So Tater Williams about to put some pressure on the back of the field there, as you see Chris Payne in that 07 just up ahead.
Yeah, and if you're in the back of the pack right now, really, I mean, honestly, anyone in the field at the moment, like, it's just 21 laps of white knuckle driving. There hasn't been a break. There hasn't been a moment where you can grab the water bottle. So they are pressing hard, and Tater Williams, he's going to try and take the outside. He gets by Payne officially. He's coming for Aiden Young now. Gets by him, which means the next couple in front of him will be Andy Piercefield and Brandon Combs.
You know, Brandon Combs is that car that was very fast last night. We thought he had a fast car here again in Houston Guttering Time Trials. The rest of his night since not going as planned, as now Andy Piercefield under attack by Tater Williams. And as you mentioned, up next is Brandon Combs. And really, Adam, looking, Brandon Combs not far ahead. Brandon Bender's right there as well. And within about the next 3 seconds, you could get up into the top 10 being a lap down here. Tater Williams not holding back. He's got a 2-second lead over Dawson Lowe.
Well, and that's something we didn't talk too much about before, but it's a great point in the sense of, you know, you can't be too relaxed.
So Tater Williams now working around Bender. So he works around Bender. Now he's got Brandon Combs right up ahead. Everyone else just riding around here right now at this point, Adam. Evan Hinkle to the inside of Hicks there. Hinkle now trying to move up into that 6th position. Dylan Perry in 5th up ahead as Tyler Benefield's moved into the 4th spot. So great racing action here, middle of the pack. Colin Voiles also trying to do battle with Marlowe here. They're not far ahead of the leader, Tater Williams, who's having trouble getting by Brandon Combs so far, and Bender's right there all over his tail. He might get his lap back on the track if he could get by Tater Williams here. And Tater Williams still pressing it, and you know, Adam, as he goes up through the field, he puts the pressure on these cars back in the pack to press their tires and cars even harder too.
Yeah, I think you got to be a little careful if you're Tater, in the sense that if you're the leader, one of the benefits of being the leader is kind of having some space in front of you. And you don't want to put yourself in a position where you get sandwiched behind some lap traffic and all of a sudden you get damaged and you allow the guys who've been kind of patient behind you to catch up. So everyone kind of running a unique strategy right now. You know, obviously at the moment it's paying off, but man, right there, Tater could have got pressed up or squeezed in, and that could have been a whole different story. So right now I feel like he's playing with a little bit of fire, but it's working right now.
Well, you can tell he's trying to get as many guys a lap down as he can. As well, there's contact right in front of him. Traffic is getting heavy for the leader here in the middle of the pack. You could almost say Tater's putting himself in this position by pushing so hard, as he's all over the back of that 1C of Colin Voiles. Colin had trouble here in 3 and 4 last time. He'll jump that cushion again here. That allows Tater Williams to look to the inside, but Bender's there as they're 3 wide headed off into 1. Tater could be coasting right now with the lead, doing the opposite of that right now as he's working his way up through the field.
Yeah, Tater kind of acting like maybe that kid who reminds the teacher you have homework. It's like, man, we're almost home free, and he's looking for some danger right now. He's looking, oh, and he gets turned right in front of him. That looks to be Hinkle, and our first caution is out.
So there it is, all that work and that space that Tater Williams put into the lead will go away. And our first caution on lap number 36 will line us back up, get us back ready to go to racing action here in a moment. It's Tater Williams, your leader here at Eldora, here at the Buckeye World 100.
Yeah, lap 36 for our first caution. Did not expect that. So they're getting restacked up right now. We'll see if they're just about ready to go back to green. Tater Williams, probably all the guys getting a good breath of fresh air. Looks like we might be going green here. In just a moment, they're lined up. One more lap around.
So 2x2, they get ready to go back to racing action. That gap gone that Tater Williams had. Dawson low to his outside. Josh Van Westen right behind him. Green flag waves here, working lap number 37 of 100 in the Buckeye World 100. Tater Williams, your leader. He gets into the wall. That'll open the door for Lowe and Van Westen for a moment. Tater will regain that lead as they head off into 3. So Tater Williams continues to lead. He's been able to separate from Dawson Lowe. Caution flag comes out. Not seeing exactly what may have happened. We'll see if Marlowe will pull into the pit area here. Maybe something wrong with that 37. No, he's good there. Cody Early as well. Not seeing what happened there, so we'll line them back up, get ready to go. It's Tater Williams still leading. As we're getting closer and closer to those cross sticks, 40 laps here in the book. Tater Williams low coming out of turn number 4. Green flag waves. We're back to racing action. Now working lap number 42. So Tater Williams able to pull away. Oh, there's contact back in the pack. I saw Evan Hinkle bounce off a car as he will regain. And, you know, we talked about him going a lap down a moment ago, Adam. Look who is now into that 4th position.
Man, he just has a way. He's just having a heck of a run this season. When he's in these races, I don't know what switch flipped, but it is fully on right now for Brandon Combs. Up 13 spots. No one is as hard charging as him right now.
So Tater Williams up front, still pressing it hard, running the fastest lap of all the cars out there that last time. A 16 flat. Everybody else was 16.3 or slower that last lap, so he continues to press it with his fast 182 machine. Second right now is Dawson Lowe, the rookie. Started on the pole. He settled into that 2nd spot here for the first 45 laps. Third will be Jacob Lassiter, right where he started. Easy peasy right there, riding along here as he continues to mark towards that halfway mark. Brandon Combs, as mentioned, up 13 spots, riding in that 4th spot. Evan Hinkle right behind him in 5th, up 8 spots. A good run for him here early, along with Josh Van Westen in the 6th spot. 8th is Kendrick Hicks, as he'll fall back now behind Colin Voiles. Colin Voiles a good run there as well. And the rest of the top 10 will be Brandon Bender and Joshua Johnson right now. Big gaggle of cars at them, including Dylan Perry there as they battle to get inside that top 10.
That's right. Halfway point of the race. Still a lot to go, but you're starting to see guys who are pushing harder, not as much as a distance behind. I think things are starting to even out. The guys who maybe were conserving have a little bit of an opportunity. You know, Dylan Perry moving up to 10th now. Oh, caution comes out.
Looks like it is that 75 of Andy Piercefield goes around. It'll bring out another caution here as Tater Williams continues to lead. Lowe 2nd, Lassiter 3rd, Brandon Combs 4th, Evan Hinkle in 5th. Green flag waves as Tater Williams jumps back out front. Lowe will settle into that 2nd spot as now Combs trying to hold off Lassiter down to the inside.
Man, Tater, he's pressing hard. I think, you know, if we can get him on the podium tonight, I kind of want to talk to him about this strategy. I'm loving. He is all out right now. He's got a fast car too. Kind of looking in the middle of the pack. You're looking at a Dylan Perry down 8 spots from where he started. As he laying in the weeds, that's typically his strategy. He's usually the ones I'm not going to worry about till he gives me reason. Ooh, a little bit of contact there in Marlowe. And even there with the 224 Benefield having some repercussions from that contact in front of him. So these guys are getting a little squirmy right now with still almost half the race to go.
Josh Van Westen leads that first pack of cars as he's in that third spot. Combs, Lassiter behind him. Lassiter's fallen back into fifth now after that restart. It's Dawson Lowe, Tater Williams the front two as Williams continues to lead.
Williams with a gap of about 2 seconds right now and counting. Getting a look here as we follow along with the 64 of Kendrick Hicks, down one spot from where he started, but fighting back. He's got Evan Hinkle in front of him, who's up 7 spots, so Hinkle just brushing the ball ever so slightly. These cars are starting to hit much more dirty as the night goes on. You just get a look there of how much dirt is kicking up right now. Well, good recovery there by Hicks. We'll jump around and take a look at Joshua Johnson there in the 117, having a strong run, a top 10 finish if he could stay right where he is.
As we're getting closer and closer to lap number 60, almost 40 laps to go in this 100-lap Buckeye World 100 here at Eldora. And the caution flag waves. It looks like it's Cody Early. He's up in that wall in turn number 2. Damage to that right front tire. Tire's staying on, though. Cody tries to pull in there. Great driving capabilities right there. As that tire disappears there going off into the work area. So it'll be Tater Williams, Dawson Lowe, Josh Van Westen taking us back to green here in a moment.
So if my scheduling is correct, kind of give you a programming update for the rest of the season. After this, 2 races remain. We're talking September 4th for the Fall Brawl at Limaland, and then closing it out with the Blue-Gray 100 at Lanier, a double points race on September 11th to close out the 2024 series schedule. Heck of a season it has been. We are not looking past the final 40 laps and change here from Eldora.
So green flag waves for Tater Williams. We get back to going green here. Tater Williams will hold off Lowe. Lowe under attack by Van Westen, Combs, and Lassiter for that second position here. Getting down to 40 laps to go, so basically a shorter Pro Late Model Dirt Series race left here in this one. So we'll see as things turn up and ramp up in intensity here. Dylan Perry still back in 7th. Kendrick Hicks back there in 8th as well. Those are 2 guys that we know are fast here. As this big group of cars continue to do work as we work lap number 61 of 100.
Yeah, and they're... Yeah, you just see how great they do keeping it spaced. A lot of those guys want that top line. It's incredible to see just how even this competition has been tonight, though. You've got guys with all different sorts of strategies, and you're looking there, keeping an eye on Dylan Perry, and he's inching his way back to where he started. Not pushing as hard as a guy like Brandon Combs in 3rd, who's 14 up. Oh, and it looks like we got a caution. Chris Payne Oh, runs into the wall. Got to clean that up.
It's Payne for Chris Payne here on lap number 63. As Tater Williams, Low Combs, your top three still here as we've got 38 laps to go in this one from Eldora. Someone looking to claim a crown jewel event here tonight with the Buckeye World 100 victory. So green flag waves, Tater Williams takes us back to green. Working lap number 64, 36 laps to go here in the Buckeye World 100.
Here on Extreme eSpeed TV, there's no place we'd rather be tonight than with you for this incredible finish of the Buckeye World 100. Just about 34 laps remaining, and you're getting a look there at Evan Hinkle riding the outside with Dylan Perry taking the inside, who's slowly but surely worked his way up already to the 5th position.
As Joshua Johnson's out in that 17th position. Oh, is Chris Payne sideways? Caution. Saw it happening. It looks like Tyler Benefield may have gotten caught up in that one as well. So 2x2 out of turn number 3 and 4 they will go. White or green flag waves. We're getting closer to that white flag with only 32 laps remaining as things are heating up for the second position.
And things are playing out nicely as we approach lap 69 here. Tater Williams still your leader. Brandon Combs hunting them down though right now, and Dylan Perry already up to third as the caution comes out once again.
Green flag waves. Tater Williams will jump out front as that lead car with Combs right behind him now, and look right there into that third spot. It's Dylan Perry. Time to go. 30 laps to go at Eldora. Dylan Perry works his way around Combs. That'll make Combs go down to the inside. He gets alongside that 182 for a moment. He'll have to slide up as now Dylan Perry continues to do work on that 28 machine for the second position. Tater Williams in the wall. That'll give up the lead. It's quickly Combs, the leader now, with 26 laps to go.
Quarter of the race to go just now. Brandon Combs starting to pull away, but yeah, I guess when you do think about it, still 25% of this race to go. A lot could change as Tater Williams is kind of falling back a little bit, still 6 spots up from where he started, but nowhere near the status he was when he was lapping traffic and bobbing and weaving through there. So we'll see what happens here, though. Dylan Perry feels like he's got Combs right where he wants him. Oh, as the caution comes out.
So we'll line them back up. We've got 23 laps to go now. Green flag waves. Went over to Evan Hinkle continues to battle Brandon Marlowe. This is a battle for the podium here. Hinkle up into third, Marlowe trying to move up there. So Evan Hinkle falling back into that fourth spot. He's under attack by Bender now. So Brandon Combs still out front, up 16 spots as the front two were reversed from last night. Oh, caution flag comes out. It looks like Cody Early caught up in this one. More damage. That tire, that right front tire just ain't working tonight for that 3E machine.
So Cody will pull off, and we'll let the boys take a breather right now, as it's going to be white knuckle driving time as we approach these final moments.
As it is about boys have at it here with 15 laps to go. Popcorn is popping here at Eldora Speedway as we get ready to wrap up the Buckeye World 100 here in 2024. Adam's first trip away from his kitty here for this Eldora road trip.
And I'll tell you what, it's been a perfect evening with these boys tonight.
So 2x2 down the backstretch, they get ready to go. So Combs and Perry here, green flag waves. Combs going to try to hold off Dylan Perry, not able to close that door to the outside, as now he will in the middle of 1 and 2. Dylan Perry will cross it over, look to his inside down the backstretch.
Man, and just look at these cars right now, completely covered in dirt, not a speck of white to be seen, and you can tell that Dylan Perry wants to put this tribute scheme into victory lane once again. A podium finish may not be enough for him. Oh, a little bit of a push off there as Marlowe loses some ground once again, got kind of shaken up. Oh, gets a tap there from Lassiter. Man, he is just the punching bag right now.
So Marlowe will fall back to 5th. Kendrick Hicks was up there in this group, as now Marlowe into that wall. They'll have to check up behind him. Tater Williams a part of that group. Hicks was a part of that group last lap that had to check up. He fell all the way back to 9th, as now Brandon Bender gets into by Tater Williams. They stay green. Amazingly, dozen laps to go here at Eldora.
Man, the skill it takes to avoid a crash and recorrect, absolutely nuts right now. As you see Hicks, some contact with Piercefield. Man, these guys might be a little too loose right now.
As they battle back in the pack, this battle for the lead is still there, as Combs holding off Dylan Perry for now. 10 laps to go this time by. The front two have broken away over Evan Hinkle by a second, as Brandon Combs up 16 spots leads at Eldora.
Man, and if it holds like this, what an incredible strategy from guys like Brandon Combs up 16 spots and Evan Hinkle up 10 spots. If they can finish on the podium, my goodness, that will be a strategy that we study and talk about into next season.
Caution flag waves. This time it looks like it is for Tater Williams. So he led early in this one as he's in that work area. And now he is back off the track.
Yeah, not the night he was hoping for. Kind of questioning it early on, just seeing how hard he was pushing. He was getting mixed up with lap traffic and everything, and looks like his car just maybe didn't have enough to go the distance with these last 10 to 12 laps.
As you can see, Cody Early in 14th, he's off the track 8 laps down. Tyler Benefield out on lap 65 in 15th. Chris Payne out in lap 65 in 16th. Joshua Johnson out on lap number 57 in the 17th position.
As a reminder, we'll have some time off next week, and then we'll be back on September 4th for our penultimate race. As you get a good sound there of some of the wildlife. Got the croaking of the frogs out here.
It is Brandon Combs, your leader. Dylan Perry second. Evan Hinkle in the 3rd position. So a single file restart as that pace truck pulls on off. Green flag waves, back to racing action. 8 laps to go here at Eldora.
Two amazing drivers right now showing their best skills. Combs, Perry, Hinkle still remaining. We'll see if Brandon Marlowe can get into the mix. He's in fourth right now, which is where he started. Oh, just got booted by Lassiter as we now are at 6 laps to go in the Buckeye World 100, and you know this race means a lot to Dylan Perry. We'll see what juice he has left. Is a little bit of a love tap there on Jacob Lassiter. Lowe trying to catch back up as well.
Great racing throughout. As you see, that is Kendrick Hicks, Aiden Young doing battle here. That's a battle for the 8th position. Right behind them, Colin Boyles, Andy Piercefield doing battle. That's for a top 10. So meaningful positions throughout this field for all the drivers, including the leaders right now. It's Brandon Combs continues to lead Dylan Perry. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, and if we can get Combs and Hinkle in the booth, I would love to hear their strategy. Man, it might have just been patiently wait and then just full on go, because they collectively have gained 26 spots, 16 for Combs, 10 for Hinkle, and not counting them out yet. It was a little bit of a wall tap there for Perry, so still holding strong though. It looks like all the pressure with 3 laps to go, now 2 laps to go, will be on Brandon Combs to hold it.
So Brandon Combs leads by 0.3 of a second through 1 and 2 with 2 laps to go. Dylan Perry is broken away. Evan Hinkle is a second and a half back from this battle for the lead. As they come through 3 and 4, white flag's going to wave this time. 1 more lap in the Buckeye World 100 at Eldora.
That gap is very tight right now. Dylan Perry trying one last lap move, but Brandon Combs may hold on.
Combs will hold him off down the backstretch through 3 and 4 for the final time. It's going to be that 28 machine. Brandon Combs, your winner in the Buckeye World 100. Dylan Perry second. Third, Jacob Lassiter. As Evan Hinkle has problems on the last lap, he will end up 11th. And park it there at the entrance of turn number 1. As it is going to be Brandon Combs, your winner tonight here at Eldora. Well, as we get ready to talk to our top 3 finishers, we're going to throw it over to Adam Johnson. You've caught up with our 3rd place finisher, Jacob Lassiter.
That's right. I'm joined by Jacob Lassiter, who battled back, was able to get a podium finish after what was a wild back and forth race. And Jacob,
I lost you.
Jacob, we watched you yo-yo throughout the field tonight. Walk us through that rebound there, middle of the race that ended up with a top 3 finish for you.
It was definitely eventful. It's this place, man. It's just tough to race here, with it being top dominant, and it's just tough to pass. And you just gotta. You're fortunate on restarts, and I had 2 or 3 restarts back to back where I was on the bottom. But I was worried when I got up to 3rd or 4th that I'd used up too much. So I just went into the pits to see what I had and came back out and just tried to stay out of everything. And somehow or another ended up 3rd.
Well, there's a lot of good drivers in this field, obviously. So when you're able to race 100 laps at Eldora like that and come away with the top 3 finish, what does that mean for you?
Oh, it means a lot, man. Anytime you're on the podium, anytime you're up here with CBR, they're usually the ones that are up front. So anytime you're up here, it's a good night for sure. And, like I said, man, it got a little wild there at the end, but I'm not sure what all happened. I just know that if you race people dirty, man, then you're going to get dirty back. That's just part of racing. So I mean, it's usually not like that in here, and I hate that things go down the way they do, but I guess that's just part of it.
Well, you come away with a top 3 finish tonight, a good run there, a good points night for you. Who are those people and those sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
I ain't got no sponsors much anymore. I just got to give a shout out to Team Hot Lap Heroes. Give a shout out to Brandon in the race tonight. Man's driving one-handed. He had some stuff done to his arm, so he's battling through it, trying to stay in the points. And so I tip my hat to him to go out here and finish fourth one-handed is pretty impressive. I was sitting there sweating two hands, so I don't know how he does it, but yeah, hats off to him. And shout out to the guys on the podium, Dylan, and shout out to Brandon on the win. You guys for the podcast. Cody is always putting the league on for us, and then gotta thank the wife as always for taking care of the little one.
Well, great run. We look forward to talking to you in a couple weeks, Jacob.
I appreciate it.
That's Jacob Lassiter, our third place finisher. And now we'll throw it back over to Adam, see if his microphone's working, as he's got Dylan Perry, our second place finisher.
That's right, Dylan. This track means a lot to you. We know that. The scheme, awesome scheme, by the way, and just kind of talk about how this night went for you. Not a first place finish like last night, but man, what a grind that was tonight.
Yeah, me and this track have a love-hate relationship. That's definitely for sure. Out of every year that we've ran a prelim night here, I'll win one of the 2 nights. I've never been able to win both of them. So yesterday I won the prelim night. Well, I lost out on the 100. Last year, I think Tater last year won the prelim night, and then I won the 100 lappers. So me and this track have a love-hate relationship, but I love this place, and it was definitely a battle in that whole race. Went into the pits early to get some sheet metal pulled back out, so had to start at the tail. But luckily, it was still early in the race. We had some time to save some tires. But right there at the end, I felt like when I hit the wall a little too hard, and that kind of washed away my chance at winning that one. But I couldn't be happier for Combs winning one at the Big E. I mean, this place is special to me, and it's special to a lot of people. So for him to get one here, I'm tickled to death for him.
I love that breakdown, and yeah, we're excited. We'll talk to Combs in a moment. He moved up 16 spots. You kind of remained from where you started, but it sounds like you overcame some obstacles. You maybe just came up a little bit short, but man, overall, a first place finish and a second place finish, nothing to discount. And before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to shout out those partners.
Yeah, just first and foremost, Andy Piercefield and his whole family for everything they do for me. I want to shout out John Hahn. We're praying for him and his family for stuff that they've got going on. Everybody, all the Bloomquist family. I mean, I didn't get to meet him but 1 or 2 times, but they're missing something, and the whole race community's missing something now that he's not with us. So I couldn't imagine what they're going through. You guys are Extreme eSpeed TV for everything that y'all do to broadcast this race for us. Pierceville Media Group, CVR Race Cars, Rapid Race Graphic, SHP Mafia, Coyote Media, Phantom Race Engine, Goat Farm Policy, FHP, Chipbang, all the other at Chipbangers Racing, Combs Cuts, B&B Custom Baits, BPR, just everybody that helps me week in and week out. I couldn't do it without them, and I don't think I could trade a single one of them for the world at this point.
Awesome. Well, congrats again, Dylan. Thank you so much for the time, and hopefully we'll be talking to you in a couple weeks.
Thank you. Hopefully so.
So that's Dylan Perry, our second place finisher. Now joining us from Eldora Victory Lane, it is Brandon Combs. Brandon, you came up 1 spot short last night. You do it again, move up 16 spots, and come away with the victory tonight. Walk us through this one.
Yeah, that was definitely tricky, really hard, especially in the race, trying to at least stay on the lead lap when Tater was going hard and balls to the wall, trying to get as many cars lap down by halfway and hope that there wasn't a caution. And when I saw him on my relative, I was like, uh-oh, gotta go. And I wasn't wanting to go that hard when I did, but I had to. And other people were still kind of going slow. I don't think they knew where the leader was, and I was able to pick off like a big chunk of cars, get a lot of track position during it, and that helped out a lot because it was probably going to be extremely hard to pass there at the end.
What we watched is Tater chased you down there early on that one, and then once he got to your rear, he kind of ended up following you up through. Walk us through that portion of the race, and then how that kind of affected your night and your plan there at the about 40%, 50% way through that one.
Yeah, it made me really just try to work on just keeping the car as straight as I could with no wheel spin, but yet go hard enough to stay on the lap, because I knew lap 50 was coming up, and the way it was looking, we weren't going to have a caution. And then I'm kind of glad the caution came out when it did, because then it allowed me to kind of have some more track position and then pace myself again. So that helped a lot. But man, this place, Eldora, it's so hard to really know what to do when you don't race all the time on here. But it was fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the challenge, and this is typically one of my worst racetracks because I've never been the greatest at trying to run the wall or anything like that. So I'll definitely take this tonight and move on to, what is it, Lima Land next or something like that with a smile on my face and just keep on plugging away.
Well, you're able to best Dylan Perry tonight here at Eldora. We'll give you the final word and give a shout out to those fans or those people and those sponsors that support you each and every race.
Yeah, it was fun racing with Perry there up front. He was definitely a little bit faster than me at the end, but I just kept digging deep and trying to just not mess up. And I knew Perry was going to have to be perfect to try to be able to do anything. But that was fun racing with him, and it was fun trying to make sure to keep him behind me. But yeah, I ran a throwback wrap back to one of my iRacing wraps from a couple years ago, and figured I'd pull it back out. And not everyone is on this car, but got to say thanks to Chip Bangers Racing, Dean Reynolds with Super Dirt Car Series, B&B Custom Baits, Combs Cuts, GFP, Zero FG, FHP Consultant, Big Pimpin' Race Cars, Perry for the wrap on my primary car, and you guys for putting the streams on, and Cody for giving us a place to come race and have some fun in these Pro Late models. And it's been fun, and kind of sucks that we're coming up on the end of the season, but I know other guys are probably looking forward to it. But I appreciate everything that you guys do and everything that Cody does behind the scenes to give us a place to come race and just have a good time and have some fun and meet some new people.
Well, congratulations, Brandon, on the win tonight. We'll see you in a couple weeks at the Fall Brawl at Lima Land.
Yeah, and I'm forgetting too, I gotta say thanks to Andy for everything he does as well for this league. It really means a lot for everybody and everything that he keeps doing for us.
Well, that is Brandon Combs, our winner tonight here in the Buckeye World 100 at Eldora. And for that, we come to a close as we'll throw up that finishing order. It's Brandon Combs besting Dylan Perry, Jacob Lassiter for the win tonight. Brandon Marlowe, Dawson Lowe, a good run for Dawson there, a top 5 finish. Brandon Bender 6, Kendrick Hicks, Aiden Young, Colin Voiles, and Andy Piercefield will round out the top 10. As always, thank you for tuning in on Extreme eSpeed TV. We appreciate you joining us tonight, and we will see you at a racetrack soon.
This copyrighted broadcast of Extreme eSpeed TV Network is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without express written consent of the Extreme eSpeed TV Network is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast.